The left is having a collective mental breakdown because Trump posted this. The left is screaming that Trump is threatening to execute Democratic lawmakers. No, he's literally quoting the Uniform Code of Military Justice. You know, the law that they claim to worship whenever it benefits them. So let's talk about what they're trying to hide. 2 days ago, 6 Democrat lawmakers, all military veterans, released a video telling active duty service members to refuse illegal orders and that threats to the Constitution are coming from inside the country. They said this 10 months into Trump's presidency. 10 months of stability, 10 months of peace, and 10 months where the only crisis that these lunatics could find was Trump tweeting too much. He didn't name a single illegal order, not one. Because they can't.
Yes, when you take a look at this, Democrats are demanding President Trump remove her from office after he accused them of sedition and reposted a message stating, hang them, George Washington would. Okay, President Trump is responding to a video Democrat lawmakers released on social media, which I'm going to show you. I don't know why these people would do this every single time. Before we proceed to that video, first take a look at these.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
They said this 10 months into Trump's presidency. 10 months of stability, 10 months of peace, and 10 months where the only crisis that these lunatics could find was Trump tweeting too much. He didn't name a single illegal order, not one, because they can't. They never point to anything specific. So what did they actually do? They sent a strong message to the U.S. military that boils down to this. If Trump gives us an order that we decide is illegal, then we can feel free to ignore and disobey our commander-in-chief. They don't say the quiet part out loud, but anyone with a functioning brain cell knows exactly what they were hinting at. This is not a warning. This is not protecting democracy. This is straight up the exact behavior that the UCMG calls sedition. This isn't my opinion. This is Article 94 of the UCMJ. Look it up. Here's some screenshots to help. It applies in peacetime, it applies time, and yes, the maximum penalty, and that is a fact. Trump didn't threaten anyone. He didn't name a single lawmaker. He didn't say he would do anything. He just pointed to the law that has existed for decades. Democrats think Americans are stupid. They lie with a straight face and hope that Americans won't check their receipts. But at the end of the day, these are the same people that spent 4 years screaming about January 6th, even though Trump never told anybody to disobey anything. In fact, the opposite. That now they're on camera giving a wink and a nod message, encouraging the military to question the president before he's even done anything. They're projecting so hard they should charge admission. Now Gavin Newsom's crying, Chuck Schumer's crying, the whole DNC is in a fetal position because Trump didn't fall for the bait. He gave them the things that they feared the most. Facts, law, and accountability. They wanted resistance? Well, they got Article 94. Game over.
Yes, few days ago, I don't know if you've seen this video, elected Democrat released a video encouraging members of the military to commit treason and defy orders from Trump and Haines. I saw that video. I was like, why would these people do this? Trump responded by simply quoting the penalty for this. Democrats are everywhere on social media. Trump is threatening member of Congress. So he wants to do this. He wants to, I don't know why these people always do this every single time. They will just play the victim and everybody will carry it. The mainstream media will carry it like what I'm seeing right now. It is crazy. Watching CNN a few hours ago, they had this debate where they talked about this. There was something Scott actually said that drew my attention. On this clip, we are going to take an exclusive look into what is going on exactly. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share out this video.
The President of the United States just called for Democratic members of Congress to be exited. This is not normal. We cannot allow this to feel normal. This as far as I know, has never happened before in the history of the country. Every Democratic member of the Senate and the House, their life is in jeopardy right now, especially those that were specifically targeted by this social media post. Democratic senators and House members who were simply saying that no member of the military should act illegally or in violation of the Constitution.
That's a lie. Democrats weren't just simply saying that you don't have to follow unconstitutional orders. They were saying Trump is pitting our military against American citizens and then saying you don't have to follow unconstitutional orders, which is suggesting that you don't need to follow orders from Donald Trump. Here's the definition of sedition: actions, speech, or writings intended to stir up resistance, rebellion, or insurrect a lawful government or its authority. There's a strong argument to be made that that's exactly what they were doing. So what I'm not going to let these people do is act as if they were just innocently saying, hey, if you're a military member, you don't have to follow unconstitutional laws, because that's not what they were doing. They were saying Trump is pitting the American military against American citizens, which generally speaking, that is unconstitutional. And then they were saying you don't have to follow unconstitutional orders. Again, directly trying to undermine Trump. They didn't specifically list what he was doing that was unconstitutional. They're just trying to undermine him. And they're members of Congress. Yeah, they're trying to have no accountability and trying to get Trump to take all the accountability. And in reality, both sides need to be taking accountability.
Yes, I have seen Democrats every single time when something like this is up. The way they react is always different. You will see the kind of emotions they bring into it. Some now says their life is threatened. Oh, this one is saying something different. At the end of the day, I begin to wonder, like, watch that video, you will clearly see what these people said. The message was very clear. It's like they are calling for the military to defy any orders coming from Trump. That is the interpretation any person with normal reasoning will say. So when I see them now struggling to deviate people's attention to what they said, I don't know. The video is everywhere on X. Now, they are saying Trump should be removed in office.
Scott Jennings, I mean, even Lindsey Graham says it's over the top, right, to say that it should be punishable. Seems to represent a significant escalation here for the president to say that something members of Congress did should result in what it should result in.
Yeah, and the White House press secretary was asked directly about it today, and she said, no, that's not what the president was calling for. You said it in your opening monologue. And so, you know, Caroline Leavitt speaks for the president, she speaks for the White House, and I take her at her word. I do think the president is drawing attention to and is outraged by something that we should take note of and should be outraged by. You have Democrat members of Congress, A, raising the prospect that the president has given illegal orders, which no one can yet tell me what that is, what order is illegal, and B, encouraging members of the military to defy the chain of command and disobey the commander-in-chief. And the reason they're doing it is because that's what their base demands. It's why they shut down the government. Their base demands that they try to throw sand in the gears of government operations, and that would include interrupting Donald Trump being the commander-in-chief.
I want to get to this because it's just so dumb. Jasmine Crockett, she's so dumb.
And then ignore the truth about people that they do like. And I don't understand why they like him so much, because he clearly don't like them. Because when 42 million people, and I know some of them had to be MAGA, when they needed to line up to get their EBT, and it wasn't nothing there, he didn't care. So, you know, because I'm sorry, but like, we don't have ethical like rules that say
abuse of children. When she said, my team looked into this quickly, when you're going to throw out an accusation that big, which we all know this case is that big. Yeah. Just own it, say it was a mistake, and move on, because to then try to say, well, they lie and we don't lie, again, it's the distrust in Congress and our politicians.
But the bottom line is, and you've said this before, Sarah, this is not a partisan issue. This is not a
right, but I'm speaking purely to don't sling an accusation out on the congressional floor and not dial it back quickly, abruptly say, I got it wrong, and move on, because it isn't political. It's criminal.
That is a Democrat for you. Sometimes when I see them, you know, doing this, I'm not surprised. That has been a thing with them, to always pick up something. Bet me, this will continue. They will sing this now like a song for the next 3 weeks. The mainstream media will be there with them, you know, every single time saying the same thing. That is concerning. I don't want to make the video long. I want to appreciate people that are constantly supporting me, sharing out the videos. God bless you abundant. So the short clips you see at the end, that is for the YT algorithm. So if you like, you can skip.
Future of the party.
Over 40, he beat Hillary by 41 points.
Right.
And this ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side or Satan's side.
And that was my first instant. Have more Republicans on the show, but they don't want to come on. They're scared of us. It's
History.
Point when I say I'm not going to be apocalyptic. He even gets an off.
If the Democrats
because how many times do somebody asks
for?
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American...
Give interviews, I don't do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
happening at the moment?
Yeah. President Obama.
Is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Well,
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one. Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all like.
To have a television show.
To spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not all the same people that are in these polite...
disagree with what Gavin Newsom said that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle.
Without of interest.
I mentioned last night Trump was bragging about how...
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Peggy D.
Many were surprised to see Darth Renner.
Between now...
60 minutes for editing an interview.
Victims and...
What do we do? What are we